If you want to write a book and become a best-selling author, you're in the right place. At Elite Online Publishing, we can help you create, publish, and market your book so that it becomes a #1 bestseller. We work with a limited number of authors to ensure that they receive the best possible service. So if you want to learn how to write and publish a book that will empower you to smartly grow your brand, business, and credibility, apply today. We look forward to working with you.
Hey everyone, welcome to another great podcast, Elite Publishing Podcast here. Everything books, everything publishing, everything marketing books. I'm here with my business partner at Elite Online Publishing, Jenn Foster. Hey, Jenn.
Hey everyone, how's it going today?
Good. So, I'm really excited about today's interview because we're really diving deep into marketing your book. So many authors get stuck with their social media, how to get booked on podcast, the big one, how to get book reviews, and how to turn your book into video production and do that and make it easy for you. So today we have an expert, Nick Hutchison. He is the owner of BookThinkers, and he's going to walk us through how to do these things, what he offers with his company, but really teach us what we should be doing with our book after it's published, because honestly, that's the next big step. Like people think, oh, it was so hard. It was a lot of work getting my book written and published. I got news for you, news alert. The next part is just as much work as writing and publishing your book. So Nick, welcome. Thanks for coming today and sharing your insight on book marketing with us.
Yeah, Melanie, Jenn, I'm excited to be here and excited to jump in. I'm an open book, pun intended. So excited to see what you want to know.
Great. Well, tell us a little bit, Nick, how you got into book marketing.
Sure. Well, it might surprise anybody that can see my background right now because I have like 1,000 books behind me, but I was not much of a reader growing up. In fact, I was more of the athlete stereotype, not much of the academic, but everything changed when I was going into my senior year of college. I had an internship at a local software company, and my boss at the time introduced me to personal development podcasting, which turned into books. And ever since then, for the last 10 years, I've been reading about 50 books a year, and I'm just a total nerd in the world of personal development, business books, health, fitness, everything in between. And so as I started sharing the books I was reading on social media, really with just the intention of kind of networking with like-minded people, something interesting happened. So this was all the way back in 2018. Authors started to reach out to me and they'd say, hey, Nick, we love your book reviews. Can we pay you to review our books? Sort of with the idea that if I reviewed their books for my audience, which was growing, I could sell books. And so ever since then, I decided that I wanted to be in the world of book marketing. And now my company, BookThinkers, we serve about 200 authors a year in some type of paid capacity and work with all sorts of kind of personal development and nonfiction books.
That's so cool. There's a big hole in the market because usually authors are not marketers. Even if they're business owners, we do a lot of more nonfiction books. We do some fiction books as well. But then it's like, I have no idea how to market my book or what I should do next. Walk us through, I'm really interested in the review part. Walk us through how to get reviews, paid reviews versus non-paid reviews. Amazon blocks some people from leaving a review on books. So give us your insight on book reviews.
Sure. So the book reviews that we offer at BookThinkers are more like social media book reviews. So our community on Instagram specifically has about 150,000 followers, and everybody follows us with the expectation of seeing a new book every day. So we're not selling the actual Amazon review. We're selling social media book reviews, and our team will read the book and promote it for our audience. Now, on the back end of that, a number of people in my audience, they do accept a free book in exchange for a review. So that's something that they do. But just like Amazon does not allow people to pay for reviews, and they will penalize an author or penalize the reviewer if somehow they can make that connection. So yeah, I think it's important to stay away from the paid Amazon book review. You can get in trouble if you do that.
Yeah. So would you say that like your audience, so basically it's like put your book in different communities of book readers that have large audiences like yours, 100,000 on Instagram, and there's no guarantee they'll review your book, but at least you're getting the exposure there where you're asking them to do that.
Absolutely. So our average post does about 25,000 impressions. Our audience is 2/3 men, 1/3 women. It's about 80% ages 18 to 34. So it's a very specific type of audience. And for the right author, if that's their target and they can get 25,000 impressions in front of that audience, in a constructive way, somebody else talking about the book. I mean, our clients can sell anywhere between 0 if it's not a good fit for our audience, to sometimes, if a post goes viral, literally thousands of books, which sounds crazy, but it does happen from time to time. So yeah, it's a little bit of a roll of the dice. You're not guaranteeing that somebody's going to review the book on Amazon, but we are sort of, for the right author, exactly what they're looking for. Thousands of readers that read a book every single week, and they're looking for their next read, and it might solve a very specific problem. And these are the types of people that like to help out other readers by reviewing the book as well.
So would you say it's a specific niche or a specific type of book that your readers are looking for? And if so, what is that niche?
Yeah, we cover mostly nonfiction as well. I call it personal development. So if a book can be read, reflected on, and implemented to improve the reader's life, then that's our kind of book. So we do cover a wide variety of subjects, I suppose. It's a lot of business, so sales, marketing, communication, entrepreneurship, leadership style books. But we also cover some philosophy, psychology, health, fitness, mindset, mental health, like all sorts of subjects like that.
Perfect.
Cool.
That sounds similar to us, where we think if it does education, inspiration, or motivation, then we want to use that.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
So you're moving into social media. A lot of authors don't have a social media presence. So what is your social media strategy that you'd suggest for authors?
Well, I like to say right off the bat, all of these platforms, they have billions, literally billions of monthly active users. So if an author is not on the platform because they don't think their target reader is on the platform, I would say try it out. You might be surprised. All of these different social media platforms, they have the ability to sort of search out and find your target reader, and you can invite them to follow you and provide value, and magic happens. So as far as our services are concerned, we believe that video content is the fastest way to grow and build a thought leadership brand. So again, we're kind of in this world of nonfiction and personal development. And so by recording video content that has a strong hook, a way to grab attention, can retain the viewer by providing value, and then has a call to action around selling a book or reviewing a book at the end, you can move a lot of copies that way and build a brand. And if the book is a business card or a lead mechanism for a higher ticket complementary product or service like coaching, consulting, speaking, or a general business service, I think social media is a great way to generate leads and to sell books. So yeah, we recommend getting on these platforms, providing value first and foremost, being of service to your community, creating content around the subject of your book and maybe your other speaking, coaching, consulting, those types of things. And, it's sort of a long-term play. There's no kind of switch that you can flip and have thousands of followers on day one. But if you do show up and consistently post content and provide value, you can build a big audience that way.
Video really helps a lot because you can see them, you can know, like, and trust them. So I think it's key. I know a lot of our authors are so afraid of the camera or don't want to get on video. What are some of the tips you give them to get over that fear of being on camera?
Yeah, absolutely. Number one, document what you're already doing. Don't try to create content. I think that's number one. A lot of these authors, they're time pressured. They've got a lot that they're focusing on. And the idea of creating content for social media is just a bit overwhelming. But what I think everybody sort of fails to think about is that although we might not find our day-to-day lives interesting, like as individuals, other people do. So just every time you read a book or interact with somebody on a coaching call or speak at a gig, pull out your phone in selfie mode and just document what you're already doing. Say, hey, I had this really interesting thought after reading this great book and I wanted to share it with everybody. And if you can just document what you have going on day to day and just throw it up on these platforms, you don't have to edit anything. You don't have to worry about lighting or anything when you're first starting out. Just post. And you can't get to video 100 without your first 99. Now, by video 100, you'll be more comfortable. You'll know what your audience reacts to and what they don't. It'll be a little bit more polished, but just get out there and start. Just post some content, share what you're already focused on.
About how many times a week do you think is a good number for somebody to be posting on social?
As much as possible, as long as it's sustainable. That's kind of what I say. So when you're first starting out, that might mean 3 videos a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Then you sort of move to a post on a daily basis. And then if you could post multiple times a day, that's even better. But I think starting out just Monday, Wednesday, Friday, pull out the camera, document what you're already doing, share it with your audience, and you're off and running, and you can sort of build that consistency.
I think that's key. Just get out there and do it, and don't think, just start posting, start making the videos.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, people in your community, your readers, the people that you're providing value to, they just want to see you win. So I think sometimes there's a little bit of imposter syndrome, or, hey, I don't know if I really have anything to share of value. But again, everything that you're doing is interesting. I mean, we're all people. Would you rather buy from a realtor, or a realtor who has written a book and shares content on a daily basis about their family and going to a t-ball game and walking their dog and what they're having for dinner? I mean, we find other people interesting. So just post everything that you've got going on.
So you have a new book coming out that I want you to tell us about. And I want you to tell us, on your website, you have the 500 book giveaway. Tell us about that and why you recommend that for authors. Give us a step-by-step on that.
Well, as I built my community, BookThinkers, again, we're providing book recommendations on a daily basis. I've received thousands, literally thousands of very similar questions over the years. So how do I choose the right book for me? How do I take effective notes? How do I retain more from the books that I'm reading? How do I take better action? Like, I read these books, but I fail to take action. What's missing? And so I decided to write a book to help people solve those problems. So I've documented everything I know about reading and implementing nonfiction and personal development style books. The book title is Rise of the Reader: Strategies for Mastering Your Reading Habits and Applying What You Learn. I do believe the right book at the right time can change your life if it is implemented correctly. And so if we're speaking to authors today too, you know, it's all about how to make your books more actionable so that you can change the lives of the people that you're intending to help. Okay, and the 500 book giveaway. So I'm on every list, you know, all of the publishers and stuff like that. And so I get books all the time, and I collected about 500 extra books that I'll never have the chance to read. And I thought, in order to generate some additional attention for my book release, why don't I do a giveaway, a home library giveaway? So for anybody that pre-orders a copy of my book, Rise of the Reader, and submits their receipt, they'll get entered into our giveaway. They can win a home library, 500 physical books delivered to your doorstep, and you can donate them, give them away, or keep them. And so that's what we're doing with the 500 books.
And I think that's a great example for others to think about what kind of giveaway you can do on a book release, or what kind of, like, this isn't something where you're like, oh, I'm going to, you know, spend all this money. This is something you already have, and then creating a buzz around that to, you know, say one lucky person is going to win a library. Like, how impactful is that? And then the social media you can create around that, having them take pictures of when they receive the books, when they get them on the shelves, or if they're going to give them away, or whatever they're going to do with it.
Absolutely. And I'll share one other strategy, just because I know there are a lot of authors in the audience that you might find interesting. So as I've talked about, we have all sorts of book promotion packages that are available for authors. And so what I did was I said, if you pre-order 30 copies of my physical paperback, it's like $15 or less per copy. So it comes out to about $500. I said, I'll discount any of my services by $500 if you promise to spend that $500 pre-ordering 30 copies of my book. So it's sort of like a books in lieu of services. The author client of mine still spends the same amount of money, but they also get 30 physical paper books that they can hand out to friends or family, or donate, or do whatever they'd like with. So that's also helping to kind of get additional copies out there, which is my goal.
Do you also do a book launch team?
Well, I sort of dropped the ball on that a little bit. I mean, we have a large network of people who are engaged, sort of raving fans, other book influencers who are going to be posting about the book. So I guess so. Yeah, there's a little bit of a book launch team that's been assembled.
Yeah, I would say that's your book launch team. I have another question. So your Instagram has over 150,000 followers. How did you grow it to that extent and get the engagement that you have? What was your growth strategy for IG?
Yeah, there are a number of them. I've been at this now for 5 or 6 years, and so I've tried a lot of different things. There's a strategy called the $1.80 strategy, which will take me about 60 seconds to explain, but I think it's worth sort of taking notes on today if you're listening. So have you ever heard that saying, your 2 cents, right? You're giving your 2 cents, your opinion. Well, if you can go out on social media, let's say Instagram, and give your 2 cents, comment on 90 posts per day in your target, that's how you get to $1.80. So what's nice about Instagram is you can search a hashtag. And so for me, I would search hashtags like book titles related to my niche. So I would search hashtag rich dad, poor dad. And I would go into that hashtag and I would comment, like leave my genuine 2 cents on 90 posts. And I would do this every single day. And what happens is that person gets a comment on their post. Now they're already in your niche, right? Because you're searching the hashtags that they're using and you're providing a genuine feedback to their post. Like, hey, I love this book too. Haha, it was the first book that I read, or respond to the chapter they're sharing or a quote that they're sharing. Kind of customize your response. Not, hey, follow me, but just your genuine 2 cents. And that person is going to get a comment. Now, everybody's insecure about their comment section on social media. So they're probably going to say, who the heck is this new person commenting a 2 or 3 sentence response to my post? And they're going to click to your profile. And if you're providing value, chances are they're probably going to follow you back. There's a reciprocal nature to getting out in the world and commenting on other people's posts. And you're sort of cultivating your ideal engaged target audience that way, because they're already sharing content related to the same thing you're posting about. So again, if you're a real estate author, comment on, books related to real estate, or there's all sorts of things that you can look for. The other thing that happens is you're consuming 90 pieces of content per day in your niche. If it's trending content, that's even better. So you can start to understand what works, what other people are posting about, and you can sort of recreate that same content yourself. So that's strategy number 1. I did that every day for years. Strategy number 2 is called borrowing credibility. So go out there and try to work with the biggest names in your space. I have a podcast where I interview a lot of celebrity business authors, and trust is transitive. So if somebody trusts Grant Cardone and Grant Cardone trusts me because he's on my podcast every once in a while, then that person is more likely to trust me as well and sort of bypass any due diligence. They just believe, oh, if Grant trusts Nick, then I should too. And so I podcast with a lot of, like I said, the target people in my niche. And when they reshare clips from our show, I can get in front of their audience and sort of build mine faster that way too.
I love that. I actually was on your website thinking that exact thing. I was like, wow, like he works with Grant Cardone and he works with, all these people I've seen before. I've had pictures taken with her. And I'm like, oh yeah, he's credible. He knows what he's doing because he's been working with these guys.
Yeah, you can just borrow it from the people that took years to generate it themselves,
That's a great tip for any author to do that. Talk to us about, it looks like you do video production, because we talked about video a little bit, but how do you execute that for people all over the country? So they might not live where you live, but like, hey, I'm in Houston and you're not. So can you still do video production for me?
Yes, we actually, so all of our packages include 2 round trip flights for people on my team to fly out to an author, bring all of the recording equipment, the cameras, the lighting, and everything. So when I started recommending that people create video content, I think once you get used to it, you start to document what you're doing on a daily basis. If it works well and you want to upgrade to sort of the next level, like professional video content, we can come out and help you produce it. So we have different packages, 50 videos, 100 videos, and we'll actually go through an author's book and look for every single powerful opinion that they have, every single piece of standalone value that we think they can provide. We'll fly out with a list of hooks, like a way to start your video, a list of pieces of value that we know they like to talk about, and we'll help them create professional video content. When we fly home, we edit those videos. We add captions, background music, animations, B-roll, like we really doctor these things up. And then as a result, that person, if they're using their book as a business card for coaching, consulting, speaking, or anything else, we can help them generate leads by creating great content, like building a great online video resume. And then at the end of those videos, there's a call to action like, hey, if you want me to come speak about this at your next executive meeting, click the link in my bio and set up a discovery call, something like that.
Perfect. And I love that call to action too, because it's just short and simple and
Mhm.
get it done. Well, that's awesome that you do that for people, because I think that's something I think people think, oh, I don't know if I, how does people do that? I got to learn how to make all these videos. It's like, you don't need to learn it. Just hire the people who know how to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's also kind of a mission here for me, which is that a lot of people, they demonize social media. It's a negative place. It's negative. It's divisive. But it's like, if you only follow the people that we work with, social media is a beautiful, constructive, powerful place. If you consume that content that we're creating that's of value to people on a daily basis, like, it's nothing but positivity. And so, yeah, I also kind of have this mission of like, I want to give a voice to people who have a message to share, but they don't know how to share it. And social media is a great way to go viral and get your message out there.
Yeah, so true. Well, thanks for all this content. You gave a lot of great tips today. I got some good notes. I'll probably re-listen to this again so we can even share some of this information when we're on calls with our authors and spread the news. So thanks, Nick. Tell people where they can reach you.
Yeah, you can check us out on Instagram at BookThinkers, or our website is BookThinkers.com.
Perfect. We'll put that up in the show notes and people can click on that and go follow you as well.
Thank you both very much. I really enjoyed the conversation, and I'm happy that we're fighting the same fight, helping people get their voice out there.
Absolutely. And if you're looking to write a book and become a best-selling author, make sure you reach out to us. We can help you write, publish, and market your book as well at Elite Online Publishing. And we'll talk to you soon. Have a great day and keep writing and keep publishing and keep marketing your book.
Love it.
Bye.
If you want to write a book and become a best-selling author, you're in the right place. At Elite Online Publishing, we can help you create, publish, and market your book so that it becomes a #1 bestseller. We work with a limited number of authors to ensure that they receive the best possible service. So if you want to learn how to write and publish a book that will empower you to smartly grow your brand, business, and credibility, apply today. We look forward to working with you.